Hey guys, I'm Mama Bear to Many. I am mom to 14 children. 12 of my children still live here at home. And so we are those crazy unschool people, the kind of unschoolers that actually homeschool all year round, but we homeschool a little bit differently. So we are like child led unschoolers, whatever you want to call it. We like to learn from experiences. And I just wanted to share today about some cool things that we do during this time. Okay, of course, mid video, it's asking me if I want to renew my antivirus program. Okay, so we do things totally differently. Today, we spent the whole morning at the lake, and there's such a blessing and such a benefit in homeschooling year round. One, whatever you learn, and you're going to be like is instilled in the children, and you don't have to like relearn it. You don't have to say, okay, we're doing math lesson 6, and then you're going to forget it in 3 months and have to go back and teach the same lesson and the same skill that was already learned. You just keep going. So there is such benefit and such blessing from homeschooling throughout the summer. One of those huge blessings is that a lot of the museums, I'm not quite sure about all places, but a lot of the museums are actually open more in the summertime than they would be in the winter season. So you're able to go to a museum and their hours are open. You're able to go to museums that you would not be able to go throughout the school year. That is super awesome. Another thing is there's so many outside things. And if you've never heard of Charlotte Mason, she is a wonderful woman who talks about, and really, she talks about two things that we have applied in our homeschool. One of those is being a nature learner, so like being out in nature. I think there's this huge movement with like 1,000 hours outside or something like that, and we tried that one year. I'm actually part of the group. I think it's a great group to encourage others, but we tend to do our 1,000 hours really quick because we are outside all the time. And so I already know from doing it the first year that we have no problem getting our 1,000 hours in. But it is a blessing. So if you guys are struggling to like go outside, that's a great group to go ahead and follow. They have a podcast and they also have a group on Facebook. Yeah, so that's really cool. So getting outside in nature during the summertime is awesome. Going on hiking trails, just getting out there, the kids are going to learn so much. I mean, would you rather learn about birds by like seeing a picture in a book, or by like going out and seeing a bird and then coming home and like looking up what kind of birds you saw, or bringing a manual or whatever with you? It doesn't have to be like technical. The kids are just going to be like, oh, that is so cool. One of the tools that my children have like asked for, a lot of times they'll ask for something meaningful to them for their birthdays, and a lot of them have cameras, so they'll take pictures of maybe something that interests them that maybe we want to talk about later. So yeah, it's super exciting in the summertime because you get out in nature, you get to do all the trails, check out your national parks, check out your state parks, check out any like if you see like Riverwalk or anything like that, check those out. Pretend that you are like a tourist in your own area. Where we live, it's very touristy. Well, not very touristy. I'm from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. That's very touristy. Up here, it is a little bit touristy. People over the past like 5 years or so, it seems like a lot more people are coming up here. I think because the beauty of our state, it's really an incredible place to live. It's an incredible place to raise children as well, because there's so many like natural things, like so many different types of animals and so many different types of birds. And Eden, can you please, if you want to sing, you can go sing over there, okay? Thank you. She's swinging in a hammock and singing, and she was getting a little louder and a little louder. And I'm trying to think, and my brain after today is not thinking. And I only have a short period of time to make this short little video, because we went to the lake in the morning time, and then we stopped at the store, and then we're going to be going to some friend's house and do some games and do like a potluck thing with them, which is super awesome to be able to fellowship with other Christians. I think that's a blessing too, is you're able to fellowship more because people who have kids that are in school, or even people who homeschool with a regular curriculum, a lot of times those people are not available during the school year because it's just too much. So I am really excited and thankful that we have had lots of time to be fellowshipping with other believers, and that's really a blessing to our children because we don't see our subjects as just like math, English, social studies. We see it as everything, like everything that you learn. It's more about like learning rather than like just segregating that into subjects. Yes, we are using and learning in subjects, but fellowship and building relationships and communication to me are just as important as math and English and science. Yeah, so it's a little bit different. So the two things that I take from Charlotte Mason, going back, trying to remember what I just said, are the whole nature school. She believes in like being outside in nature and what a blessing and benefit it is to our children to get them out in nature. And the other thing is reading twaddle free books, and that just means books that have meaning and purpose. And it's really kind of cool to see how engaging those types of books can be to our children. And summer is a huge opportunity for that. You wouldn't think so, but it really is. We'll get books from different libraries, and then on those really hot days, the days that you just want to like lay down and like veg and do like absolutely nothing because it's just so hot. And you want to just jam pack in a room with a bunch of fans going, or like we have a box air conditioner. I don't know if it still works this year. We haven't put it on yet. um, Everyone would just like cram in one area and be like, ah. And so we would read during those times. And we will read. The kids are part of like summer reading program right now. And it's funny because we read like, I don't know, 10 hours a week, something like that, maybe even more. We log 10 to 20 hours a week in reading out loud, that is. So yeah, and that brings up another good point is reading can be super beneficial in the summertime with read alouds, but there's also usually most public libraries have a summer reading program. So go into your public library and you can ask your librarian about that, and there's usually like an incentive for reading, and that's exciting for the children who are doing things like to get an incentive. The other day I brought a couple of my kids back and they got like bubbles, and then somebody got like a coupon for free ice cream and those types of things. So yeah, check those out if you're doing whatever throughout the summertime, encouraging those kids to read throughout the summertime. There's such a blessing and benefit in homeschooling year round, and especially unschooling, because you're always looking for opportunities to learn. So we spent the morning at the lake, and normal people would probably, I'm not calling myself normal. No, we're not normal people. We're those crazy weirdo homeschool people. So some people might say, well, there's not much to learn, like being at a lake, but the kids are learning so much. They're learning how to swim. They're learning about floating. They're learning about there was these little minnows in there. There was leeches there. So we were trying to learn how a leech, how we don't want leeches biting us. And let me see. Oh, there was a big tadpole that was really cool. There was a tadpole that was bigger. It was probably like, I'm trying to hold my computer too. It's probably like that big. Let me see if I can do this better. Probably about that big, and it had a tail on it. So it was really cool for them to see that in between stage from tadpole making its way to frog. And so they got to see that. Sometimes it might just be like the environment around. Sometimes we'll go and we'll see loons or herons or just all different types of birds. Getting out just in nature and soaking up like God's creation is just amazing. So that's a huge blessing of homeschooling in the summertime as well. So, what do we actually do in the summertime? I've showed you guys my schedule. If you haven't seen that, I'll drop it down in the description box below. So, we kind of follow that schedule. But there's, like I said in that thing, is if there's something going on, then we're not doing that schedule. We'll do what we can do, and just throw away the rest, and we just have fun with it. Some days we'll do most of that, and then we'll stop and be like, hey, it's hot, let's go swimming. We have a pool out back here, and so sometimes it's just like, hey, we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna go swimming, or um, hey, let's go work in the woods and then come do whatever. So, yeah, there's so much to learn in the summertime. I encourage you all to just stop what you're doing. Pretend that you're a tourist in your own area. Where would the tourists go? Like, search your area, just right where, whatever your town is, and things to do in whatever town it is that you have, and go find those things. And you can learn right along with your kids, and things will be open. A lot of the historical houses around here that are really low cost, they're only open certain days a week. They're only open in the summertime because they don't want to have to heat those places in the wintertime. So they'll be open during the summertime. Other places like garden places, or say bird sanctuary. I think we're going to go to like a bird sanctuary type place. I can't remember. It's called Bird's Acre. I've never been there before. My friend Sarah with Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God, she we're gonna meet up there. We've never been. They have been. She said that she liked it, so we're gonna meet up there in a couple weeks, and so that should be exciting and fun. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a little, like, I think sometimes when people think unschooling, you're like, yeah, well, that sounds great, but like, what does it actually look like? Sometimes you need to step away before you can make progress. You can't just say, oh, I want to unschool. Okay, let me schedule this unschool. It's more like seeing how your kids are learning best, and just learning right along with them. What are they interested in? What are they looking at? What are they, letting them just not run wild. I don't want to say that my kids run wild, but yeah, I'll let the kids like build whatever with scrap lumber, or go out in the woods and build like forts and all that type of stuff. So yeah, I guess we're a little bit wild, but we're a little bit free too. So I hope this video blesses you. And if you liked it, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks.